Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Abid Zanzia Ulfa. I'm from TBIA. My study number is 2341911. And today I wanna tell you about the thematic role. First is let's start with the definition. Thematic role or semantic role is the various role that a noun phrase may play with the respect to the action or state described which a covering verb. Commonly, the sentence is the main verb. For example, in the sentence Susan ate an apple, it means that Susan is eating the apple, so she is the agent, and an apple, because it's the item that Susan eats, it can it described as the patient. Actually, there are many kinds of semantic role, and I will explain to you some of them. The first one is the agent. The agent is the entity that performs an action. It means that the agent is the subject of a sentence. It can be things, it can be noun. For example, like the boy kicked the ball. The boy becomes the subject and the person who performed the action because he kicked the ball. And number two is them. Them is things that undergoes the action but doesn't change its state. Or we can say it's the entities that involved in are affected by the action. For example, we believe in God, or I have 2 children. So, in that 2 sentences, God and 2 children become the theme of the sentence because it's the thing that affected by the agent.
Is instrument. Instrument is the things that used to carry out the action. For example, is first Jamie cut the ribbon with a pair of scissors. In the sentence, with a pair of scissors is the instrument of the sentence because with a pair of scissors is things that used to carry out the action, and the action in the sentence is cut. So when we cut something, we need a pair of scissors. That's mean with an instrument. And the next example is Diana go to the city with a very cool bike. In the sentence, with a very cool bike is the instrument of the sentence. And next is experiencer. Experiencer is the entity that receives sensory or emotional input. For example, is first, Susan heard the song. In the sentence, Susan is being experiencer because Susan is someone who is heard the song or who receives the sensory or emotional input. And the next example is Dennis watched the movie. In the sentence, Dennis is being an experiencer because Dennis is the entity that receives sensory or emotional input. And that is watch the movie.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Afida Pramesyawa. I want to continue the presentation. For the next is location. Location is the direction or the place of an entity or where the action occurs. For the example is you can look this sentence. Johnny and Linda played baseball in the park. In the sentence, the location is in the park. And the other example is I'll be at Julie's house studying for my test. In the sentence, the location is at Julie's house. Okay, for the next is search. Search is where the action originates. For the example, look at the sentence. The rocket was launched from Central Command. From the sentence, the search is from the Central Commands. Okay, the other example is she walked away from him. In the sentence, search is away from him. The next is goals. Goals are it mean where the action is directed toward. For the example, in the sentence, the caravan continued on toward the distant oasis. In the sentence, the goal is toward the distant oasis. In the other example is he walked to school. In the sentence, the goal is to school. Okay, maybe until here my presentation, and maybe enough the presentation for a fourth group. And if we have we have wrong, pardon us and pardon us please. And the last I say, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you for watching.